Hey, what's going on, guys? And happy Wednesday to you. It's your girl, Belasian Quita, and I welcome you to another episode of Sin TV. Sin TV stands for Smart, Intelligent News. Now, if there's one thing that you guys do not know about me, is I love smart and very sexy and very attractive men. And when I have the opportunity to interview a sexy, attractive, smart man, it's a double bonus. Who I'm talking about, you may ask? I am talking about John Antorino. Now, for the people who may not be familiar with him, some of his acting credits include Lipstick Jungle and Lights Out. Some of his movie credits also include Sex and the City 2 and Ice Grill USA. He has also done modeling. He's been on magazines. I mean, he's done it all. But at the end of the day, the reason why I decided to interview him is he has a heart of gold. And he is a man just like any other man out there that is striving for greatness and striving for success. So without further ado, here is my interview with actor, model, and just overall intelligent man, John Antorino. Thank you so much, John, for being on today's show. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Now, I've read about you, and I've read about the things that you've done in fitness, being on Sex and the City, of course. But the main thing that I found interesting about you is that you're really trying to break the stereotype of, there's, big muscular guy, and you don't really personify what a lot of people would assume with the type of physique that you have. So how do you go about debunking those stereotypes and things and roles that have been presented to you that you may not necessarily take?
I don't know. I've always been just a humble, down-to-earth guy, and even though I have what you said, like a muscular physique and everything, I'm like a big teddy bear, so to speak, and I don't know. I could change my appearance for different roles. I just lost 25 pounds for the role that I'm working on right now, playing a Nazi soldier. So I'm a professional in every sense of the word. So if I need to lose weight or gain weight, I do that. But my personality and the stereotypical, meathead or muscular guys, how they, the stereotype, they're not very smart, they're not well spoken. I don't know. I'm educated. I was raised right. My mother raised me well, and it's just who I am, So that's how that goes with me.
Yeah, because that's the thing that blew my mind. Like I watched an interview that you did, and you said that, and then during that interview, I noticed that when they were talking about Sex and the City, and you ended up getting cut. Like, how did that feel? I mean, you spent 18 plus hours working on that role.
The first Sex and the City movie, they did cut my role, but then the second one, I actually made it onto that, and I made it in the credits, so it worked out okay. The first one, they edit so much with these shows and these movies, and then I was able to get an opportunity to work on Sex and the City 2, and I made it in that one. So just moving forward always, just keep plugging along. It's a tough industry, very cutthroat, and just got to have thick skin and just keep working hard and moving forward. And that's what I always do in life and in my career.
Right. And if you were not acting and doing the modeling, what was the career that you were considering to pursue?
Well, my true passion in life is helping people. I used to work with disabled children and less fortunate kids and adults. I worked with handicapped adults for several years while I was pursuing my career, and that's my real passion. That's my true passion, just like helping others and doing for others and people less fortunate and things like that. That's my true passion. Even to this day, I still do tons of volunteer work and help people as much as possible. Whenever there's an opportunity, I always make sure that I'm the first one to give a hand and help out. So I'd probably be doing something along those lines. I have a degree in psychology, and then I have another degree in nutrition. So I have the education if, things don't work out. But, I've been in this business for 15 years, and to be honest with you, it's getting better and better. And it's just keep going up and just on the rise right now. I've been working on 2 big projects, one HBO series called The Nick, and then I'm working on a History Channel show called Escaping the Holocaust. I'm filming with Eric Roberts playing a Nazi soldier. So as long as my career is still relevant and I'm still getting roles and I'm still working, I'm going to keep pursuing that. But, like I said, my true passion is the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you had, I remember checking your IMDb, and it mentioned that you had mentioned that you were a reenactment actor. How does that process work? Is that different from just going for a regular acting role? How does that work?
No, I prepared for it the same way. It was actually a little more intense. The role itself is intense. The content, it's about the Holocaust, and I'm playing a pretty brutal role. I'm playing a Nazi soldier. I have to kill people and, portray that heartless attitude and very cold, and, just it's a tough role. And to prepare for that and to get into that role, it was a tough process. But since we've been filming for the past few weeks, I've really gotten into the character so much to the point where I had to really, after we were done filming, I had to really step back and get myself together and, go back to John. It's so the preparation process for that is the same for as if it were, a movie or a show. So that part was the same, but that content of that show, the Escaping the Holocaust, has been pretty brutal.
And has there been a time, with that particular role, like you said, you had to detach? Were there roles where you were offered and you're just like, I can't, this is something that I just can't do with your own personal morals?
This would have been that role, but I liked the challenge. The content was like, wow, this is tough stuff. And then I started to research and meet with people about it, and I was like, man, this is really tough stuff. This stuff really happened. I have to portray this and show this on screen. But other than this role, other roles, no. I've had no problems with the other roles. But this one has definitely been the most challenging and the toughest role for sure.
Let's talk a little bit more about you, I would say, on a personal level. I mean, you're a good-looking guy.
Thank you.
And God did spend a lot of time working on that, but that's just me. So,
thank you.
How difficult must it be? I mean, you're a good-looking guy, and of course, Hollywood is an industry where you don't necessarily always get very genuine people like yourself. So, I mean, you have all these women that they've built fan sites about you. You're on these romantic book covers. How hard is it for you to connect with someone? Let's say you meet someone and someone likes you. How difficult must that be?
I'm very picky. I'm very selective, and it's hard for me because, a lot of people, like you said, the stereotypes and everything, a lot of people would look at me before they even had a chance to speak to me and think maybe he's arrogant or he's into himself too much and things like that. But I'm the complete opposite of that, all those stereotypes, and I don't really fit, in the industry. Like you said, it's hard to find genuine, sincere people. Most of the people in my industry, it's sad to say, they're very self-centered and arrogant, and so things like that, it makes it hard. I meet people all the time, but there has to be a connection, and the woman has to have a big heart. She has to be down to earth, and a lot of times, sometimes it works against me to be who I am and to look the way I do. Like I said, because of those stereotypes. But right now I'm a single guy. Right now I'm very focused on my career. My mother has cancer, so I'm focused on getting her well. If I meet someone, great. I'm sure eventually it's going to happen. I was in a 3-year relationship that ended, and right now my career is priority. My mother's number one always. So to meet someone, it's not hard for me to meet someone that I really, really like. Have a spark and a big connection. That's the hard part for me right now. So.
Yeah, and I commend your mom because I did hear about that. And how is she doing?
Right now, she's doing pretty good. Actually, she's done with her treatments for right now. She just had to go for some scans and some tests to see where she is with all the treatment. She had a couple surgeries. She's been through chemo and radiation and all that stuff. So right now, she has a break from all that stuff, and she's just living her life. Her birthday's in a couple days. And she's a happy, positive woman. She raised 2 children on her own. I have a twin sister. She raised us on her own, working 3 jobs, and just a fun-loving woman. She's a great person. She's my best friend.
And coming from that background, and you mentioned the struggle that your mom has gone through, and I mean, you come from a very, fitness-oriented family. How challenging must that be? I mean, if, your father lifts this and you have to double that, or if your sister, does that ever occur?
As far as pressure to work out and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, to perform.
I never really felt any kind of pressure to work out or to be something that I'm not. I always was just myself, and my mom always just accepted me and supported me, whatever I did. It's always been just my mom. I never really had a father, so she's always been 100% behind me with most of my decisions anyway, and she's proud of my career. So I never really felt any kind of pressure from anyone in my family to live up to a certain standard or anything. My mom, she's always wanted me to work hard and just give my all, whatever I did with career and life, and that's what I do. So she's proud of everything that I've done, and like I said, her and I are best friends. We're buddies. It's crazy when we hang out. It's like people can't believe that she's my mother.
I couldn't believe it either. I saw a picture of her. I'm like, when I get to her age, I hope I can pull that off.
She's beautiful, yeah. She's so much fun too. She's so down to earth and just fun and laughs and jokes all the time. Even though she's been through so much in her life, she's still just so much fun. She's never negative and always happy, nice to people.
Definitely. Let's transition and talk about, of course, the conference that you're going to be at in Tennessee. And you're going to be there December 7th from 2 to 5 p.m. And, of course, this is a conference that has a very strong element in regards to romance, the genre of romance. Now, how popular is being, on these covers? Is it still, because when I think of it, I think of, the Harlequin romance. And you think it's popular. It's really, when I first started doing the covers, I didn't realize that it was still alive and well and still, relevant. But it's a popular field. It really is. And the books are extremely popular. There's a huge following and fan base. And this appearance that I'm doing in Tennessee is going to be. They're making a big deal out of it. It's going to be a huge event. And I'm going to actually get there on Friday. I told them I'd come on Friday and spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday there. And actually, it's funny, we're talking about my mother. She's actually going to join me. She's going to be like the guest there for everyone. So they invited her to go as well. So she'll be with me. I'm sure the ladies will be on the best behavior because then your mom's there.
I hope not. I hope not.
Your fans are crazy. I'm not going to lie.
I love them all. I love them. They're so much fun. You know what? It's funny because I get about 100 messages and 100 emails a day, either Facebook and email, 100 on each one, and I write everyone back. I've always taken pride in being, professional, but also personal, with people. I want to have a little personal connection with them instead of just being Johnny Antorino, the model actor. I always write them back. People write me compliments and all kinds of stuff. I write every single person back, and a lot of times people are like, wow, you wrote me back. Oh, my God. Well, to me, it's normal. I know a lot of other people in the industry that say, oh, we don't have the time, we don't feel like writing everyone back. And I always took pride in writing every single person back, even if it's thank you for your compliment. I always took the time out to do that. And I get a lot of crazy fan mail with fantasies that these women want, and I'd love to do this and that. And I still take the time and say thank you, maybe get a little laugh out of it, but always thank you for the compliments, because when the fans are gone, my career is gone.
That's definitely true. And what advice would you give, I would say, to men who want to pursue this, like what you were saying? I mean, you get these women, and I'm sure, men as well, that are like so like crazy about you.
To pursue to be a cover model?
Yes.
Well, it's definitely a hard industry to get into because a lot of people do want to get into it, modeling in general. But the book covers, a lot of guys always come to me and say, "Hey, man, can you get me on the covers? Can you get me into modeling?" Well, it's not that kind of industry where you can just bring a friend along and say, "Hey, can you put him on the cover?" It's not that kind of business. It's a very unique industry. And it's hard to get into because there's so many people trying to get into it, so competitive. But, I mean, if it's something that someone really wants to do, just go after it and work hard. You have to have a look, obviously. If you want to be on the cover, you have to have a certain look about you. And you got to work hard in the gym and things like that. But, like I said, it's not for everyone. It's not the kind of industry that you have to fill an application out and someone reviews the application and says he or she's hired. It doesn't work like that.
And I would also say, to make it a two-part question, I mean, this is a business, like you said. There are a lot of people who have egos. I know there are tons of people, even like myself, when I first started, understanding that this is a crazy business. Like, how do you keep yourself focused and saying, okay, I know this business is crazy, but I want to get from this point to this point?
I just, like I said before, I was raised to be just a humble guy and down to earth. And at the end of the day, it's just work to me, and it's what I do for a living. I'm not saving the world. I'm not curing cancer. I mean, I do what I do, and it's, I do book covers, I do modeling, I do acting, and it's how I make my living. And, I enjoy what I do. I like to work hard for, if I have to have a certain look, I like to work hard, have a goal, and set that goal, and then, accomplish that, and make my fans happy and, make a good living at the same time. But, I don't understand how people in the industry get, caught up in it all and let it, make their head big and get arrogant and ego and all that stuff. I never was like that. I'll never be like that. No matter how much money or fame comes my way, I'll always still be the same person.
And what are some of your upcoming projects, and how can people keep in touch with you?
Well, the two projects I'm working on right now, I'm working on an HBO series called The Nick with Clive Owen. I'm playing a 1900s Italian immigrant in that. So I'm working on that. I'm actually filming that in New York. We've been filming that for the past month, and I'll wrap my scenes up in February, and that'll be out in 2014 sometime. And then the other big project is Escaping the Holocaust with Eric Roberts, and that'll also be out in 2014 sometime. So those are the two big projects. I'm going to be shooting a couple covers in the next few months, so I'm in preparation for that as well. And people can contact me on mostly Facebook is what most people get in touch with me on Facebook, and that's just facebook.com/John Antorino. It's JohnAntorino, and there's two pages on there. There's a fan page and a regular page. They could feel free to add both pages. And like I said, I'm friendly, fan base friendly, and everything. So anyone wants to drop a line, say hello, ask a question, feel free.
I thank you so much, John, for being on today's show. And I just have to tell you, I appreciate that you are a sane guy in this business. I really
my pleasure. Really thank you for that.
Yes, I really do. And I definitely will have you come on again because I find you very fascinating. Just you're an intellectual person, and you have the body to match. And I wish I could just duplicate you all over America for every woman to just, every intellectual woman to appreciate.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm single, so any women that are single and down to earth and fun, drop me a line.
I'm sure I'll get millions of emails.
It was fun talking to you guys. It was really my pleasure to be on with you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Take care, John.
You too.
I once again would like to thank John Antorino for just being amazing. You can check out his website at johnantorino.com. That's his official website. And he also has a Facebook fan page, which is at facebook.com/John John Antorino. I have it in my favorites and I visit it every day. So I wanted to let you guys know before I head off why there's been kind of sporadic updates with Sin TV. I've actually been kind of ill. I came down with the flu or some kind of bug has been going around, so I caught it, unfortunately. So I want to apologize not only to my audience but to my guests as well, and that's why I've kind of been behind. But hey guys, I always have exclusive interviews, and I definitely gotta give a shout out once again to nowhiphop.com for supporting me and just encouraging me and inspiring me to be greater and do wonderful things with this program. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please let me know by sending me an email at sintvnow@gmail.com, and I'll have all the links below this video so you can learn more about John Antorino as well as all the cool stuff that I get to do. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Belazian Quita, and remember to get smart and stay informed.